Hello, hello, hello. We are going to be doing a Liza P walkthrough so that way the casual player knows where everything is and how to do quest lines and stuff like that. Now, Liza P is pretty straightforward. It is pretty linear compared to most Souls games. This is the closest thing to a Souls game that you are going to find not made by FromSoft. It is really just as simple as that. So, when you start off in Liza P, we have several items that they have given us for numerous reasons. One, we were never given the alchemist hat or the illusionary glasses or the treasure hunter gear, which normally you can obtain everybody's clothes, mask, you can obtain all that throughout the game. And these were the only four items that you could not obtain at the start going throughout the game. And then for the first holiday that they had, they gave us this, the Winter Festival pack. And then they did a collab with Wulong Fallen Dynasty, and we got one of the best weapons in this game, the Azure Dragon Crescent Glaive. We're going to be using that for majority of this playthrough. You could do pure technique on your character, which would be dexterity. Motivity is strength, and we're going to go over. There's 6 main stats that level up, but we will be going over them here in a minute, because you do get to pick pretty much how you want to play right up here at the start. So if we go look, all of our stats right now starting off is balanced. This is a balanced build. We have vitality, which messes with your health and stuff like that. Vigor is your stamina. Capacity is your carry weight and your legion arm. Motivity is strength. Technique is dexterity. And advanced deals with statuses and elements. So as I said, when you always start off as a balanced player. But then you can move over, you can select whether or not if you want to use dexterity or strength. And all three start off with a different weapon. This is a saber, rapier, greatsword. And then it tells you more or less what your overall stats are going to be at the bottom, like how much health you're going to have, your stamina, guard regain is if you're guarding against an opponent and you get hit, like you don't get the perfect parry off, you get the hit, or you block the hit, you have a chance of regaining health back. That's what guard regain is. You have your weight limit for how much you can have equipped, your physical attack as well as your defense, right? So it's your choice on what you want to pick. Well, considering the weapon that we're using and the weapons we're going to use are going to be scaling with mainly strength and technique, we're going to go balanced. It already has the best stat line for us, because you can't do shit when you open up doors. It has the best stat line for us, with decent stamina starting off with a decent carry weight up there. Our strength and our technique both close to 10 already. Our health close to a level 10. And our carry weight already there. Like, the 4 main stats that we're going to focus on are vitality, capacity, motivity, and technique. Those are the 4 main stats that we're going to focus on, because those are the 4 stats that are going to carry us through the game majority of the time. We don't need to increase our stamina. Oddly enough, you don't. You can get through without leveling your stamina at all, and you can get through without leveling advanced. Like I said, advanced affects elemental damage from weapons, and that's about it. And how fast you can proc that status procs on your enemies. If you're using an elemental weapon, you're gonna pretty much proc it regardless. So we grab that because it's going to be our flask. We're going to go ahead and drop these 2 items because they are useless. Okay, we didn't pick nothing up worth it now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put the throwable right there. Now, the throwables in this game are very, very useful. They are very good. We're going to use them because it's part of just, why not? It's part of the strats. I don't see why not. They used to be, when the game first came out, very overpowered. You could literally kill an enemy with about 15 throwables. You could drain a boss with about 15 throwables. Now it takes about twice that, depending on the boss. But they used to be very, very overpowered, and you could cause staggers and all sorts of stuff from them. I'm going to assume that anybody watching this has already played a Souls game. One of the 7. I say that because this has elements of all 7 Souls games in it. We have the perfect deflect system from Sekiro in here. We have the Bloodborne's rally system in here. You have your classic Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 formula, level design and game stuff like that. You have the carry weight mechanics from those games. You have the degradable weapon from those games. You have a mechanical arm just like from Sekiro. You have the Ash of War system from Elden Ring in here, where you can mix and match. You can change what the specials of the weapons do by changing out the handles or the blades to different ones. So this item here is going to restore the blue bar that is under our green one. That is our Fable Art. That is like your mana. That is what we need to use the weapon skills. Give me, there you go. Yeah. So, we're going to be picking up defensive parts, right? You don't have armor. Your armor is just cosmetic for cosmetic stuff. It literally is. It's called a costume for a reason. You can change it out. It gives you no special privileges, no special perks, nothing like that, right? It doesn't matter what you put on, how you put it on, or anything like that. It's not going to do anything. Your defensive parts will increase your defense, and they do help. Now, some of y'all may be wondering what that list is I have on the side of the on the right side of the screen there. That list is simply a split of all of the actual bosses with boss health bars in the game. There's quite a bit because we are going to go through the base game and the DLC. So we got our Stargazer here. It's our Grace. You can level up from any Stargazer that you are at. If you were to hit the right analog, you can go into your pouch, like ergo is what they call it here, but you can go in and you can pop your souls directly from your inventory in this menu to level up. We're not going to worry about it right now, but just like classic Souls games, you rest, all your enemies respawn. You get all your crap back, and yeah. So now we're just going to go off. We're going to clear one side of this out at a time, so that way we're not getting ganked or running around and triggering people who are laying down on the ground and you may not see them. Like them. Like you would have thought these were just dead puppets if you didn't have the lock on going. Now from there, this is the path to progression. But we still have several enemies that are back this way and several items. Now, y'all are noticing the scratch marks that are appearing on their back when I'm behind them. That's because we are able to backstab. When you're able to backstab somebody, that's how it appears. Certain enemies, you will literally get a red ring that appears on the ground. You have to stand within that ring to get your critical hit once you break their stance. In order to break an enemy's stance, which y'all have already seen me do it with the big police guy, their health bar will be glowing. It will be flashing white. When it's flashing white, you perform a charge heavy attack, and that will break their stance. Now, you have a very short window to get the critical in. We can increase that window later on through one of the other game's mechanics, but you have enough for maybe a tap R2 or one or two R1s depending on the weapon before you have to get in that circle or get in position to take that critical hit. So when they're glowing red, that's what they call a fury attack. You see, we got the perfect deflect there. As you see, he is glowing white. Charge heavy. Stance is broken. Like Sekiro, the more parry, the more perfect guards you get off, the more effective and faster you're gonna get that crit. Now, one of the skills for this weapon is a deflect. When you do it and you time it right and you get the deflect off, the skill off, you have the ability to counterattack with a light or a heavy attack. If you counterattack with a lighter attack, you get your Fable back. It gives it back to you, and it's like nothing ever happened. As you see, we did it there. And we counterattacked with a light attack. If you counterattack with a heavy attack, you will lose. It will cost you a fable. It considers that an actual skill. There are times where you're going to want to use the heavy attack, because if you already got them in a staggerable window, you can use the heavy attack off the deflect, the guard counter, to go ahead and break their stance. And we're going to do that from time to time. So let's open this. We got 2 items up here. So you can use this to get your timing down for stuff if you want, because you have a short window to deflect things. And like that, we have cleared the first 2 areas. You got your storage down here. Now, there's some items I'm going to sell because we just don't use them. They have a purpose, but it's very minimal. Like this right here. Repairs the weapon's durability. We have a grinder literally attached to us that we can use to repair our weapon, instead of equipping this and taking up a slot for something that's useless. So we're going to sell that. We're going to sell all of our ergo as well. Go ahead and make that up. And then we're going to purchase 3 throwing cells. And we don't need those. Just going to purchase 3 throwing cells. Now we're going to go level up. We're going to put all our points into vitality. Just going to level up our health. Now, before we go in, we're going to go here and we're going to equip the throwing cells. So, once we go through this gate, the boss fight is going to start. Lock on. You're going to hold, for me it's X because I am on PlayStation. You're going to hold your X to pull up your secondary pouch and up on the D-pad and throw 2 of the throwing cells. Alright, we've already transitioned them straight out the gate. Now we're going to hit them with several heavy attacks. See, we got them in a staggerable state. Let's stagger. Followed up with a charged heavy. And as you see, I have to be in that ring in order to get the crit off. And like that, he is done. Now, the item that he gave us, the quartz, we cannot use yet. We have to beat the, we're 2 bosses away from being able to use it. Okay? Once we beat the last boss of this chapter, well, it would be chapter 2, because this is chapter 1. But once we beat the Scrapped Watchman, which is what we're going to call Ergo bosses, because you have Remembrances in Elden Ring. Here they're called Ergo. See, Parade Master gave us his soul, which is that of Ergo. Now, You do not have to pop the soul. I will be popping majority of the souls. Um, because I don't use the items through the playthrough, but you may want the boss item and the boss soul. There is nothing wrong with that. That is okay. Oh, forgot. You do have a lion mechanic in the game. The mechanic is useful. We are going to lie every chance we get because there is a reason behind it as and for what it does. So as you saw, it said my springs were reacting. My springs were reacting because we lied. That's what happens when you lie. It's a massive ass hotel. Now I'm going to be skipping a lot of cutscenes and a lot of stuff like that, um, just because I don't want to watch them. I'm not a big fan of them. They are beautiful though, but you can watch them when you want on y'all's playthrough. I more or less are gonna skip them for time save as well. So, unlike the Souls games, this actually tells you when you have people that you need to talk to. Now, this item here is your homeward bone. We're going to be able to use it and warp either to the last grace we used or back to the hub. And what I mean is when you go here and you go to travel, wherever you are at, you are going to see if there's somebody you need to talk to or an event, anything like that. There's going to be a symbol, something that indicates where you need to go. As you see at the very bottom, Hotel Krat, I have 3 people I need to talk to. Now this is our blacksmith here. We're able to upgrade weapons. Now, as you see, this one takes, the normal weapons are going to take moonstones. Regular moonstones. The special weapons are going to take dark moonstones. Special weapons are boss weapons. There's the only weapon, there's 2 weapons outside of the boss weapons that take the dark moonstones. It's the glaive and a weapon from the DLC. They're the only 2 that you don't get from a boss soul that take it. Everything else pretty much takes the moonstones, the regular moonstones. All of the regular moonstone weapons can be broken down and changed out. And it is pretty freaking cool that you can just swap weapons like that. Now, usually if an NPC gives you something specific, like how she gave us this outfit right here. And then she gave us an emote as well. I would use that because as you saw, she just now, we completed a little quest, side quest for this woman. Now we're going to go through, we're going to run through all of her dialogue, and that is it for her. Now we can get out of this silly school kid uniform. Now, y'all are not able to see it because of that. So, after we talked to the mechanic, she gave us this, the puppet string arm. Right now, we are currently slightly heavy. Our weight is 49.2 out of 68.3, which has a 62%, and we're slightly heavy. Anything over 61% has you heavy. So you can go down here and you can drop this one item to put you down below 60. Put you at 57. We're going to re-equip it, but this is why we're going to level capacity. But we're going to talk to everything first and get all of this out the way now, so that way we ain't got to deal with it later. Because when new dialogue pops up, it's going to be marked. Okay? So as you see, this guy sells 2 quartz here. We're going to eventually buy both those from him as well. So what I am going to do is I'm going to pop the remainder of all my unused souls and the boss soul. Come over here and we're going to level up with Sophia. And we're going to put all 7 levels into capacity right now. And that's going to drop, that's going to increase our carry weight, but drop our current loadout. We are now at 42% of our max weight. We can put that back on and we're at 46. So we got a training room or a testing room out here where you can test weapons. Test weapons, test damage on these dummies. You have one that punches at you, right? You can test out combos, test out fables. You can test whatever you want here. You always get, and it automatically refills your fable every single time. So it works. It's very useful. Anytime we come back to the hub, we are going to run out into that room and get us free fables. So that way we don't have to either go build it up or use our item to give us more fable. We have the item for when we need it in the middle of boss fights. Because we could mistime a guard, a perfect guard or guard skill, and then we may need that back because you want to try again, or you want to do something else, or you need to build up for the big slam that we did on the dummy, which costs 3 fable. Alright, we're going to get the Stargazer. And now we're going to go on we're going to clear out this next place. Where are we at? We're at 30 minutes. Okay. The star fragments are used for summons. There is an entire system around summons in this game. You do not have to use the summons, but I'm going to assume that some of y'all that are watching this may not have played a Souls game before. This may be the first game that y'all are playing. So I am going to use the summons because there are some unique mechanics in this game that revolve around the summons. And one of those unique mechanics is the fact that the summons, every time you summon the Spectre in to help you with a boss fight, they appear with the boss's weapon and talisman or amulet that they call it in this game. And that's what they use in the boss fight. So you can get a preview of what the boss's weapon is going to be, so that way you can choose whether or not if you want to use that soul. Let's top our weapon off. Let's bring this guy around the corner here, because we have a gun guy right there. We have another moron right there. We always go kill the gun guys first. And then we're going to activate the shortcut just in case. You may fall off, you may die. Well, if you do, it is a shortcut to get back up here sooner, because as you can see, the grace is right above my head. So it's literally right there. You bypass all that running on the ground that we just did to get up here. Now, this guy here is an elite. When you have elites and you beat them, they do not respawn. Douchebag. They don't respawn. But as you see, if you're able to get that perfect deflect off with the glaive, it builds up. The stagger damage on it is just overwhelming, because you're getting stagger damage from the deflect, and then you're getting stagger damage plus physical damage off of the counter attack, and you build it up fast, and you can stagger enemies very fast. So we have 3 enemies here, one standing there, one in the corner right there, and one over there behind these boxes. 2 of them are laying down, obviously. So we're going to come up, we're going to get our free backstab, we're going to back up. And then it's just regular R1s from here on out. What? Stop it. Grab the item in the corner, come out, lure this guy in. These are the enemies we want to use the puppet string on. Any type of spear guy you want to use the puppet string on. It disrupts their attack, and it keeps them from doing one particular move that will drain half to 3/4 of your HP. They do a charge, and that charge hits multiple times. It is not fun. Now we're going to go down this ladder. We're going to fix our blade. We're going to come around here. We got an enemy right here. Just walk up behind them, wait till your backstab appears, and then take it. Pick up another moonstone, get your fragment, unlock another shortcut. And back up the ladder we go. We're going to have 2 guys up top up here throwing stuff at us. Okay. They're going to be on that rooftop right there. As you can see, that's all they're going to do. We're going to kill them, but we don't need to worry about them throwing stuff as long as we're moving. Because we got some enemies that are more likely to kill us than getting hit by some damn lightning pods. See, right there he was about to do the charge attack. That melts your HP. And we're just gonna come down, lock on to the next one, take him out. And we made it through this whole area without getting hit. Through this little strip. We have another spirit guy right here. You don't need to puppet string him because you can easily get to him before he starts the wind up to do his charge. So whenever you pick stuff up in this game, it's probably a good idea to read it. Open it up. You don't got to actually read it unless you want to. But going through them, as you see, we just got a emote from it. The emotes do have importance in this game. There are times where you need to do an emote in front of certain things in order to either complete something or get a secret item from it because of the emote. Alright. Now that they're dead, we can freely grab the 2 items that are up here. So we could cheese Big Boy from up here. We could easily throw some pots at him and kill him, but he has 3 attacks that he uses. He has a big punch, a left and a right, and then he also has a jumping hammer fist, double hammer fist that he'll do. See, there goes the big punch. You can easily just outspace him, and once he's done, you can generally get off a charged heavy attack and just bonk him. Now we are getting our first amulet. This is the health amulet. It does not give you that much life. It gives you probably like 30 points of vigor. So I mean, it's not necessarily worth it. Since we got a second puppet arm, we can actually change it out. But the puppet string is actually very useful for us. We have another merchant right here. Again, I am selling useless items. Now, all this thing does is increase your resistance to certain items. It doesn't do anything else outside of that. That is it. That is not the most useful of items. It is just like the other item that we got rid of. Just taking up space in our inventory, and it's a waste of a slot. What we are going to buy is the electric coil head, because we are going to use that here in a little bit. It is highly effective against puppets. And as of right now, we don't have enough moonstones, I believe. We do not have enough of these moonstones to upgrade it to +2. We need one more moonstone in order to do that. It takes 7 moonstones, 7 stones to upgrade to each level. Or to upgrade for 3 levels, you need 7. We can get 6 in the first area and go to +2. So we're gonna, every time we get to a stargazer, we are gonna level up with whatever we have. So we're gonna go in here, and now we're going to level motivity and technique. We are running a quality build, which is why we chose balance. We get the absolute most damage out of our weapons this way. We're going to lure him out a bit, just because we do bonk off walls. So, and we're going to run this way, lock on, hit him with a running heavy attack. That takes him out. We have a throwable guy up here, and then we have a guy that is hanging off the edge. All you got to do is smack him, and he falls down to the bottom. 1 hit, don't do 2, because you will cause yourself to not fall off the edge and die. Alright, we got the ergo fragment from over there. Now, instead of crystal lizards or scarabs, we have butterflies.
Why is the ergo reacting like that? If you want to check it out, I can take points.
So, this more or less tells you what's going on here. You're going to see windows like this. Go up, talk to them, just like you would if you've played Bloodborne. We're going to select find it. What we're going to do here is we're going to equip this. We're going to equip it there. It doesn't mean we're going to use it. Now we're going to wait, because we have 2 elites in this area. This is one of them. Let him get his off. Charge attack. As you can see, you do not have to parry or perfect deflect everything in the game. You do not. You can dodge, you can get around it, you can play just like you do in the Souls with dodging and all that stuff. But you are going to need to learn at least how to hit a perfect deflect on certain enemies, because it is a useful mechanic to know and to use in combat at times, as y'all saw during that trade right there. Not only was I attacking, but I turned around and I was hitting the perfect deflects on his counter attacks. So those soft two wheels that we've been picking up, these are what they're perfect for, setting off the traps. Let us repair our glaive, and we're going to run straight through, pick up the star fragment, and then take out this guy and then go by. So we're coming up. We're going to have two dogs and an enemy sitting down next to a trap. Next to that trap right there. All we're going to do is throw that. He's going to die. We're going to lure the dogs into it, so they take damage from the trap as well. Take both them out. Grab our item. Ooh. The puppet that fell dropped us something. That was very nice of him. We got Ergo here, and we got another elite. As you see, we missed the window to get, but you can easily get it back if you would go back on the offensive. Like I was saying, the window to cause staggers and take the criticals of the staggers are small in this game, so you have to do it. You have to try to get them as soon as you can. And the enemies seem to know when they're in a staggerable state, because then they start doing weird shit. Because if you're low on the sawtooth gears, you can always puppet string it as well. Now we have cleared out this area. All this is right here is the defensive part. We're going to go take the shortcut back to the bonfire, our stargazer. We're going to put the 2 levels. We're going to cache everything in. Any ergo that we have picked up, because we picked some up, we got some from the elites. We're going to cache those in, because when we go through that, we have an NPC boss fight. So might as well go ahead and level up our damage again, so that way we're just doing more damage. Okay. We got 700 more ergo to pick up, which could be 3rd level. So let's sell anything we're not going to use, because we can just go ahead and pop these. Oh. And we're 1 kill away from having a 3rd one. But we're going to go ahead and pop both those, level that up. We're just going to let that guy walk by, because they ain't going to bother us once we go through this gate. So now this is where we want to use this right here. Once you get by that horse, use it, because once you get, as you saw, we get a chance for a free charged heavy here. timing is so bad with this guy. Too soon. Lord. So, good thing is, we're out of hills, right? But we can actually build it back up by hitting the enemy. God, like I said, they seem to know. Like, it's just, oh, I hate this fight. But, okay, now I can show y'all. I took the death on purpose, which is more or less why I kind of stood there. If you look up, let me hide this. Okay. So if you look up there, underneath in the top right corner, we have our souls. Underneath that, in red, we have 1,465. That is the number of souls we had when we died to Mad Dog. Right? So, this game has a unique mechanic with death souls. If we were to come out here and take a hit, we just lost some of our souls. Every hit you take is going to cost you souls. You can only get your maximum number of souls back if you kill the enemy that hit you. Now, with that being said, if you get hit by a trap or anything like that, what the souls that you lose for getting hit are lost, because you can't kill a trap. You don't kill traps. So you got to be mindful when you die. Are there traps in the area and stuff like that until you get back to pick up your souls? That delay attack is so annoying. Come on, I hit that. There's no way that actually hit. That is just bullshit. Like I said, after you beat most NPCs, you can acquire their gear. Now we look like the Mad Donkey. So now we got the item that allows us to assemble weapons. So you go to new weapon assembly, you'll select a blade, and then you'll select a handle. And that is the baby that the lady was asking for in the window. We're going to take that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put on the amulet we just got. It is the Puppet Destroyers. It increases the damage we do to puppets. Most of everything in here is a puppet. Okay. Now, this is how you know you're at a progression boss or usually an ergo boss store. This is here. Take star fragments. You use it. See, it's lit up. We are going to have somebody that's going to spawn in and help us with this boss fight. When he spawns in, he will spawn in with the weapon that this boss soul gives, and he also uses the talisman that this boss gives. So you can literally run around and he will go and attack the boss for us. You see? Now we're going to go over here because we need that item. Okay. So as you see, we got teleport to New Stargazer. We have 2 of the side quests. We have gotten both the items to complete those side quests. Because the little boy in the window was wanting to hear the whistle from the officer that we just destroyed. And the lady was wanting her baby. And we got them both. Now, the biggest issue that we're going to have is the fact that we got to kill some things. I mean, we could run back. We could run to them. That's not the point. But we got to spend 5,600 souls on 2 more quartz. So that way, when we go to level up the mechanic we just unlocked, we're able to get 4 or 6 extra increases to our ability. We're going to go with She's a Cute Puppet. You run off, drop down, climb up this ladder here. We're going to take out the throwable guy. Plunge attack him. And down the ladder we go. So now we're going to go to our items. We're going to go all the way to the very bottom of Faded Whistle and use it.
Hey, I know that whistle. I miss Zach.
And like that, we have completed his request.
I wish we could all play.
Now, if you notice, our Spectre, when he left, he did that exact same motion. Exact same pose.
You say he's on his.
The status woman. Welcome.
So this is what we just unlocked, the P organ. Alright. It takes a quartz per slot and you get an ability, right? So you have 4 types of abilities. You have attack, item, survivability, and ability type. Once you select one of them, you cannot select a second choice for whatever you are picking on the P organ, right? So say I want to do pulse cells, right? I have to fill up both of the slots for the pulse cells in order to get the effect to have an extra pulse cell. But I get the quartz effect right away, right? So I want to increase my charge stagger ability so I can break people's stances faster. I get that right now. But as you see, I cannot select another attack type for the second slot. I can only select from survival, ability, and item. So we're going to increase the amount of souls we get, and just like that, we have an extra pulse cell. Now we're going to increase our fable slot, so we have 4. We're going to go with the staggered duration, so we got a bit more time to get to the enemy. And then we're going to lower the amount of stamina it takes for a charged attack. Now, once you fully unlock 2 of the slot abilities, or whatever you want to call these things, when you fully unlock 2 and they're glowing like that, it will unlock the next phase. So even if I get these 2, because we're going to get these 2 next, when I unlock these 2, it will unlock the ones for phase 3. And when I go to select it, to fill it, I now have more options to choose from. Alright, and that's going to end the start of this, and we'll be right back.